depressing an experience as I've ever had going to movies.
Now, I know some people found this movie fun, but me, I'd rather spend 2 hours having root canal work done.
It's a terrible film from beginning to end.
You know the theory of reincarnation, where the dues we pay in this lifetime may get to collect in another lifetime? For having seen this movie, I want months and months and months in a beautiful valley.
Well, on a scale of 1 to 10, we give it a 3. Oh, well, maybe it wasn't that good. Let's give it a 1.
Oh my God! Look! Oh, it's a bad movie.
I really like these intros because I just gotta watch you just make a
Fun of myself.
I was gonna make fun of yourself, but
the panic in your face of like, oh God.
I was like,
oh God.
I couldn't remember what I was gonna do, and I was gonna say something, and I was like, that's literally just the line from Austin Powers Goldmember.
It's Godzilla.
No, it's not, because it's like, what is it like? It's not the same movie production. It's like,
Due to copyright issues, it's not Godzilla.
yeah, and he's like, but we should run like it is. Run off. Yeah, I was trying to think of something, but yes, welcome to Bombs Away, a bad movie comedy podcast. My name is Tyler Rowe, and I personally think that was a very good impression of the Godzilla sound.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah,
you don't really hear it in this movie, but
my 7-year-old self would say no, but yeah, it was pretty good.
Do you know what's going to be funny is I'm going to edit in the Godzilla noise over my voice. So people they'll be like, wow, you must have done it really well. But yes, I'm Tyler Rowe. Joining me inside the studio as always is
Peyton Bieber.
And
The 2 hours and 18 minutes you could have swore you just saw last week. Jared Seifert.
Yes. As we said 1.5 million times during the Hulk episode, this is literally just the same movie.
It really is.
But this one came out first. So
This one did come out
technically,
first.
Hulk is Godzilla too.
Yes. It's the Godzilla sequel we did not deserve, did not need,
Didn't ask for.
It's where Shin Godzilla was heading.
Yes.
Because that's Godzilla made of all shins.
He's really
Very leggy, just tall.
Got those shin splints.
Yeah, his mortal enemy is a truck hitch.
Ow, God, shit.
He just falls down and dies.
Or when you're carrying a lollipop. Oh, my knees.
People that don't know that are gonna be like, why are you carrying a sucker that low?
It's a sign, and it hurts to hit on your shins.
It's a sign of what? The times?
You bitch. But yes, what movie are we talking about today?
Godzilla.
1998.
I was 7 years old.
P. Diddy was topping the charts.
P. Diddy just got Tupac killed. He's here now to do this song for this movie. It's no deepest bluest, I'll tell you that.
That's true.
Yeah, Peyton is so excited. Resident Godzilla expert, enthusiast, lover, some might say.
Potentially.
Yeah, you should see the fleshlight. Jeez.
Yeah, it's pretty big.
I got you on that one.
A Mothra fleshlight.
Heck yeah.
Is Mothra the only canonically female, like kaiju?
Yeah, I think so.
That fart smells so bad.
Really?
I'm leaving it in. But yeah, she is the canonically the only female one, right?
As far as I know, like confirmed, yeah.
It doesn't matter. They're all asexual.
What?
No, that they are in this movie. Yeah.
In this movie, yes, but not in Godzilla franchise.
Yeah, that's a really weird question to ask, but I think Mothra's the only one that is considered female.
Yeah, I think so.
That's cool. Mothra's the best one.
Mothra's
I'm gonna say
really cool.
Mothra's better than
Mothra has
Godzilla.
her own trilogy that was made in like the late 80s.
Yes, yeah.
Really good.
You thought there was
good.
going to be a lot more Mothra films, and they're like, cut it, scrap it.
Yeah, there's
It's
literally
just a giant moth. We can distract it with a flashlight.
because she like dies and comes back, and then this Mothra's lifespan like goes up against Ghidorah, where he is like this prehistoric monster thing.
Hey, the AC's on. Shut the Ghidorah.
I was almost like, yeah, it is.
And she travels back in time to fight young Ghidorah in like dinosaur times.
Holy shit, they go crazy.
And she's like this beam that like she like shoots out of her forehead, and she turns into metal at one point, and it's really cool.
Damn, you really do like Godzilla.
I do.
I
like
really
my
didn't
kaijus.
realize how much you are.
Yeah.
Now, your opinions on Pacific Rim 2.
I haven't seen that one actually.
It's bad. Don't watch it. It's really
I saw
bad.
the Netflix show. I thought it was all right. I mean, I was building a Gundam model at the time, but
There's a Netflix show?
yeah, it just came out. It's like called Black
Oh,
District?
Pacific Rim Job. Yes. yes.
Black hole.
But yes, Godzilla 1998, directed by Roland Emmerich, and holy shit, are his fingers all over this movie.
Yeah.
It literally just looks like Independence Day.
It is. And there's an Independence Day toy.
In it?
When they go to Madison Square Garden, there's
Oh
on the
my
computer,
God.
there's a little alien.
I thought I was watching it at first because the scene where they're like in the tunnel is just the scene
yeah?
in the tunnel in Independence Day.
They shared the set.
Yeah, they were like, yeah, you know what? When we're done with this, you can make a worse version of our movie. And he's like, I'll do it for free. Yes, directed by Roland Emmerich, starring Matthew Broderick, Hank Azaria, and really a bunch of other people, but I can't name them. I will say, in the trivia, I love when we give like trivia about movies and it's literally just us reading the IMDb page. But this apparently is the movie with the most Simpsons voice actors in it outside of The Simpsons. And there's only two. That's it. It's Hank Azaria and Nancy Cartwright is in this movie as well. And I guess there's an episode where they spoof Godzilla. It's called Homerzilla, and they both make references to the fact that they're like, haven't we seen this before? But yeah, weird.
I've not seen that episode yet.
I don't know who Nancy Cartwright is in the movie either. I feel like she's that woman that's like, I think your story just walked by the window, you know?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Is it the news anchor guy? Because they're like, that sounds.
Oh yeah,
familiar.
he is.
He's a
No,
news anchor guy.
no, Hank Azaria. He's Animal. He's the camera guy.
Oh, really?
Because that news anchor.
The news anchor guy is famous. I don't know who he is, but no, Hank Azaria is Animal. He's the voice of Apu. He's the voice of
So
he was the
he was the voice of Apu. He's still on the show because he does Mo.
Oh, okay.
He's like the voice of like 95 people on.
Well, I think everyone's.
I mean, but that's a voice actor. It's like you don't really know their face.
Man, we're gonna get beat up by voice actors.
Our friend
now.
is gonna really come after.
Yeah, she's gonna come after us and beat us up. She's on The Simpsons.
Yeah.
Anyway,
they even posted this week. They were like, "Stop posting photos of yourself in the recording booth." It's a whole drama, I guess, with voice actors. It's crazy.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
They're like, stop showing people how ugly we are. We
Oh,
voice
see, now
act-
you said worse than what I said.
No.
I'll be the only surviving. 'Cause I buy her art and everything.
Hi, welcome to Bombs Away podcast, the show about dropping bombs on Godzilla. It's me, your host, Paston Bieber.
Paston?
He had to change his name because
I have a new identity, not Peyton Bieber.
Paston Bieber.
Paston Beezers. Yes, with an
Witness
IMDb
protection
score of 5.4 and a Rotten Tomatoes score of 15%.
No way.
Yes. Peyton, look, you like Godzilla,
I
but
don't
this
know-
movie deserves that.
Well, okay. Out of the long, I don't know, 60 some odd years of Godzilla, there are some pretty bad ones, and this is probably down at the bottom.
Yes.
Godzilla 1985 is probably one of the worst ones.
I don't know. Have you seen this one?
No, because Godzilla 85 is super boring. Like, nothing happens.
I don't know. Have you seen Godzilla King of Monsters?
I like that movie.
That one's pretty good.
No. We better get to this before Peyton just tells us that he likes this one too.
As a
Yes,
7-year-old, yes, I do.
Godzilla 1998. Let's get into it. I have a nice little anecdotal story about the beginning of this movie with the credits.
Please.
I went and saw this with my dad in the theaters when it
You
came
were
out.
5?
Yes.
4.
I was 5.
Holy hell.
Yeah.
You were young.
Oh, I was 7.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
5
we were
years old.
7.
My dad took me to see it because I love Jurassic Park.
Oh, yeah.
I had seen Lost World in
just
theater
came out?
already,
Yeah.
and I was 4 when that movie came out, and that movie's horrifying. So my dad took me to see this. We got there like right as the movie started. There was these theaters in my hometown in Fremont. They were at the time that they opened. They were the largest screens in the Bay Area, and they looked like huge boobs because they had these big domes with like these like nipples on them.
That's just
Essentially,
driving down the 5.
that's what they looked like. That's what they looked like the nuclear power plant on the 5. Yeah,
The nuclear boobs.
but we walked in and we saw this credit sequence. That's when we walked in. This was starting, and my dad was like, "I think we went into the wrong theater." And we walked out and looked at the marquee above that said Godzilla, and he's like, "Huh?" And we went back in and like watched. I remember it vividly because we were like, "What the fuck movie is this?"
I don't even remember the credits, and I watched the movie today.
The credits
It's-
it's a bunch of like nuclear test
Yeah.
footage and iguanas.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember walking in and seeing the iguana. My dad was like, "I think we're in the wrong movie."
Apparently, like the French did some sort of tests in the 90s.
Let me tell you,
And
that French connection is so subtle and not mentioned enough that I didn't know until right now when I read the IMDb synopsis of this
Yeah.
movie who the French characters were in this movie.
I just thought that they were trying to be a part of things, and this was the atomic bomb testing that made Godzilla
Isn't that
radioactive.
Okay, isn't that crazy that you're so confused about a huge plot point? The IMDb thing literally says, like, Godzilla is created by French nuclear weapons testing.
Yep.
And that's why the French are in this movie, because they're trying to clean up their thing
that's why he always takes away the VHS tapes and the recordings.
Yeah, they're trying
Has
to...
French ever had a nuclear weapon?
Have the French ever been important? No.
Well,
They're just really good at revolutions.
They need one.
I mean, they just have a lot of revolutions.
But yeah, no, it was very confusing to me.
Yeah, because I will admit that I didn't know what their purpose was in this movie until the viewing today.
Yeah, see, I'm saying, like, this entire time I was like, why is Leon the professional here? And what's going on this entire time?
Why is Vladi Divac here?
So, yes, the movie starts with a very confusing, obviously, sequence of events, because this movie takes place in New York, and the bulk of it takes place in New York, and the bulk of it takes place in... Every single setting is the same setting as the previous setting, just a little different. But the beginning of this movie is like, don't get comfortable where you are, because we're going to another part of the world immediately. So you better buckle up. Because we start in the South Pacific Ocean, and I guess it's only appropriate that for a Godzilla movie, the first people you show get attacked are Japanese people.
Yeah.
Which is like a weird, like, why were the French testing nuclear weapons in Japan?
Well, is it like the South Polynesian Islands? Or
Yeah, and then, so they created Godzilla. He destroys a fishing ship.
based off an iguana, apparently.
Well, yeah, the way it swims is based off an iguana.
You know those marine iguanas? They're actually really cool. They're the only iguanas that live underwater, and they do look like Godzilla.
Yeah.
Okay, so have you guys ever been to Key West?
No.
Iguanas are like fucking everywhere there, and they're an invasive species. And then one day we were
Godzilla?
like, yeah, we were standing out on this dock, and we heard this really weird noise.
Godzilla?
Yeah. And he came out of the water, but he had a wing. No, but
And he was hanging me.
Well, we'll get into the genitalia.
Oh yeah, we'll get to the genitalia in a second. But so we heard this really weird noise. We looked behind us, and all of a sudden, two fucking enormous iguanas fell out of this tree and like slapped on the sidewalk. And then they were killing each other, and they were making weird noises. They're like, ah! And they're like, and there was people around like, stop them.
Tyler, they were actually fucking.
No.
That's how they
They
mate.
were fighting. It was scary. There was blood on the ground.
They have
Maybe
really
she likes it rough.
intense sex.
Maybe he likes it rough.
It was a virgin iguana. Ew.
So anyways,
I would like to formally apologize to the joke.
To all virgins.
Yeah.
to everybody.
It's our whole listener base.
Oh god.
I'd like to formally apologize to our listener base. So, yeah, they attack.
Please hurry up, boy. We
Yeah, I know, right?
Ooh,
We're
backpedal,
losing
backpedal.
10 a second, and they're going to be done soon.
We're gonna be done in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
We lost all 20.
So, yeah, he attacks this Japanese fishing boat, and then the only location that they do not give you a thing at the bottom telling you where you are, they just show you a sign in Russian.
I thought it said Chernobyl.
Oh, it said Chernobyl.
On the sign. Does it say Chernobyl on the bottom of the screen?
I think it
It's
does.
at the bottom corner.
Okay, so they go to Chernobyl, and this is some foreshadowing. Matthew Broderick is driving on the wrong side of the road in this scene, and that's foreshadowing to his own life when he kills a family of 4 in Ireland later on.
While
in his life.
singing in the rain?
Singing in the rain, driving on the wrong side of the road. I fucking hate Matthew Broderick with a passion, so get ready for more driving on the wrong side of the road jokes.
boy.
It's weird because this movie made me like him.
Oh!
I like Matthew Broderick, but I think I learned why I shouldn't.
Yeah, no, he killed...
Life
he
comes
killed
at you
I didn't know he
fast.
killed people, though.
But
Yeah,
so
he got
does
away
a car
with
on
it.
the wrong side of the road.
He's driving on the wrong side of the road in like
come on, that was a
Ireland and
great
hit a family
joke.
like head on. We heard you. Yeah. Hate Matthew Broderick.
Huh. Didn't know that.
So he's a worm scientist, but he's not a worm
He's a
scientist.
nuclear fallout.
Yeah,
scientist.
he studies radioactive fallout, and he's in Chernobyl looking at worms.
a worm guy, right?
Yeah, and I'll tell you right now, he's dead. He died in this scene because who is hooking up a car battery in the
Yes.
rain?
Right? I'm like,
And
he
it's-
must have some rubber soles on because that guy dead.
It sparks a little bit, and he's like, ah! And he like keeps going back to it. There's another thing with electricity later where a person like is operating something not properly that I'll bring up.
Oh, he
again.
full on grabs a power cable or a
Well,
power
that's
line.
The coding, which is
Yeah, that was
rubber.
okay. You can grab that.
You can do that.
But no,
Shouldn't.
later another
Shouldn't,
scene
but
You
very
really
soon.
shouldn't.
So
if you're life or death situation.
yeah, you should chew on it a little bit, and it'll become a big.
You gotta spit on it
you
to help
become
it get in.
You'll become a big lightning man, and you can dance through the lightning. So, the United States military basically shows up in Chernobyl, and they're like, "Hey, we need you to come with us." He's like, "My assignment is studying these worms." And they're like, "Not anymore." I'm like, Matthew Broderick, you're digging around in radioactive mud in buttfuck Russia. Why are you mad that they're like, you're being reassigned? And the place that he goes to is nice too. I don't know why he's like griping about
He
it.
goes like to Tahiti.
The next location that we go to
I was gonna guess Papua New Guinea.
is Tahiti.
Tahiti.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, keep that in your mind. Keep the establishing shot they just showed you in your mind, because I'm gonna blow your mind possibly with this. So we go to Tahiti. There's a man laying in a hospital bed, and he just this whole scene is just him going, Godzilla.
No, he says that correctly, Gojira.
Oh, he says Gojira. Yes, you're
Gojira.
right. He says Gojira. And they're like,
But like, it looks like every time they show it, it looks like they're holding a lighter to his face.
to like interrogate him. Speaker will set you on fire with this lighter.
And I don't know what that was supposed to be.
Say Godzilla, or I'll touch you with a cigarette.
Yeah, I'll burn you.
Yeah.
Hey, you're gonna tell us what you saw.
Wee.
Then he pulls his dick out.
Whoa.
No. No.
So now we're in Panama.
No baguette.
I like that.
I'm afraid of my phone.
So now we're in Panama, and there's a joke being established right now, and I'll tell you right now, I'm already sick of it, which is people mispronouncing Matthew Broderick's character's last name.
Tatopoulos.
His name's Tatopoulos, but they keep calling him
No,
Papadopoulos.
His name is Tatopoulos.
Oh, Tatopoulos, and they keep calling him Papadopoulos, Tadopoulos. And immediately, as soon as the joke is established, I was like, I'm sick of this joke, and I know it's going to come up like 55 more times. And guess what? It does. And
Just keeps going.
I'm fucking sick of it immediately. Again, reinforcing that I don't like Matthew Broderick. His character is too quirky,
Matthew Broderick?
goofy. Yeah, it's
It's
too
like
like
Matthew Broderick playing Matthew Broderick.
Yeah.
he's just Ferris Bueller
Yeah.
in this movie.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Excuse me, that's expensive equipment." And it's like, oh my god, man. Like, I personally really do not know what the like casting decision behind this was.
I don't know that part of this. I just know
Once
that's what
again, stupid scientists. Really stupid scientists.
No,
Yeah.
honestly, I will venture to say that while we did say in Hulk that these are the stupidest scientists, this is a stupider scientist. This is probably the dumbest scientist.
I thought you were about to be like, he was actually a pretty smart scientist.
Oh, no,
and I was
no,
like,
no, this
fuck
is
you.
some
He
of the-
stood in a giant footprint and said, where's it? Where is
that was
it?
the part where I was like,
Where
"Oh,
is it?"
Shut up.
I like that. Okay, I'm sort of. So this movie is very nostalgic to me. I was 7 years old when I saw it. I've loved Godzilla before then and since, and I had the Halloween costume that I was at. I have a picture of it. Hopefully we can find it.
Yeah, look for that.
Yeah, we'll post that one.
He's dressed up as Matthew Broderick's shitty girlfriend.
He's dressed up as the French guy. Everyone's like, "Who are you?" He's like, "I'm the French guy from Godzilla." I guess you in the Godzilla costume would put you at the size of the babies.
Those babies
No,
are
they're 9
feet
feet.
tall.
I mean, closer to
Well,
their
it's 9
height
feet
than
from head to tail. People always get that
Oh,
wrong with
okay.
measurements of
you would be. You would be
animals.
closer to their size than you would real Godzilla.
That's true.
See,
But in my mind, I was real Godzilla.
I kicked so many kids that day,
I would walk around
And then they
with, like,
beat
the
me up.
hands and make the Godzilla sound and everything.
and that was just last week.
It may have been.
He does it a lot.
Jared's tired of it.
Yeah.
So what I was gonna say is keep in mind that establishing shot of Tahiti, right? So we're in Panama now, and they're showing us the footprints. That establishing shot of Tahiti is actually where these footprints are. Like, currently, still to this day, in Hawaii.
They're still there.
They're still there. It's on
In Hawaii?
Oahu. I've been there. The footprints.
Hang on, I'll be right back.
I'm actually going in a couple months. We might actually go to it.
I'm surprised they're still there.
Yeah. So here's the story behind it. One, like I said, the establishing shot for Tahiti is literally where they are in Panama for these scenes. It's in that valley. It's where Jurassic Park was filmed too.
Mm-hmm.
It's the Gallimimus scene.
Oh.
That's the same place.
That's Hawaii.
What?
That's in Hawaii, isn't it?
Yeah, Oahu.
Yeah.
It's the same place that like they filmed Lost.
Yeah.
A few other things.
It's all in
a
this
whole
valley.
tour.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this valley in Oahu. We're gonna do the tour again, so I'll take pictures. But these footprints were 10 feet deep.
Jesus Christ.
And they left them because they're like, this is a great tourist opportunity. They still had the log from Jurassic Park that they hide behind. There's a sign there and you can take a picture of it. But there is cattle that roam this valley. And they had to fill in the footprints to about a foot. So they're about a foot deep now because cows kept falling in them.
Oh, I can't get out.
So, yeah, these footprints are still there. You can still kind of see them and all that kind of stuff. It's really cool.
That's pretty neat.
I remember seeing them and being like, oh my God, maybe I should rewatch that movie. I'm glad I didn't.
Well, now you have.
Now I have, unfortunately. But yes, this is Panama. Like you said, this is Matthew Broderick's dipshit, like, oh yeah, like, where's the thing I'm looking for? Or like, oh, you're like standing
And
there.
Standing it.
they don't look 10 feet in the movie. I would say they look maybe
They're like 6 feet or
feet.
so. It's 5 or 6 feet. Yeah. There was some other ones that were dug. There's one that was definitely dug. That's the one that he's standing in. The other ones that they show when the helicopters are flying over are CGI. But there was another set of them that were dug, I believe. But yeah, I mean, 6 feet is still far ways for a cow to fall.
Break a leg.
No, really. You have some good steaks that night. So yeah, he continues to be the stupidest scientist alive. He's like, that was a footprint I was standing in.
Nothing. The animals. That's ties.
Yeah,
Duh.
yeah, duh. And then that annoying woman who like never is important. You think she's gonna be important,
She's just around.
I can't
Yeah.
stand her.
and she's
Yeah.
like, "Ooh, Matthew Broderick, let me fuck you."
She reminds me
Right?
of Kathy Griffin.
Yes.
It's like they didn't get her, so like, all right, we'll get her double.
Do you know who she actually? And I'm gonna make this comparison again later. She reminds me of the redhead woman in Gremlins 2. And the reason I say I want to reference that again later is because the ending of this movie reminds me of Gremlins 2 as well, when all of the baby Godzillas are in the lobby.
She reminds me of Miranda Otto. She
Explain.
Is
was
that who she really
Who
is?
is that? Yeah,
Miranda
that's her.
Otto. I know, right? Because I looked it up earlier. She's in Lord of the Rings. She's Eowyn.
Ew.
Yeah. But then she was also in like War of the Worlds, Chilling Adventures of Sabrina,
Oh, I think I know what you're talking
Annabelle, the Annabelle creation.
Ooh.
about.
She's in-
She's the mom in that movie.
Yeah.
Yes, I know who you're talking about.
But like she had that similar look, and I was like, maybe it was like her when she was really young,
It's not.
and that, but not at all.
But her character trait is horny scientist. She like
Pretty much.
she literally just sexually harasses Matthew Broderick,
Oh,
and
yeah.
that's it.
I think you're cute.
Then he's like,
Thanks.
They're like, hey, if we make the woman horny, do we pass the Bechdel test?
he's like, I'm sorry, I'm really into ugly women. You guys know who he's married to.
Sarah Jessica Parker.
Wow, Peyton, that's really rude that you would assume she's ugly. Okay, so
She's coming back for Hocus Pocus 2.
is she?
I don't know.
Oh.
I just assume so.
Isn't it upsetting that she was supposed to be the hot witch?
No, she's supposed to be the horse witch.
Boo. This content is really...
So anyways.
We're knocking it out of the park here with the Sarah Jessica Parker and Matthew Broderick hatred that we have. So yeah, they go and they watch this footage of this guy say Gojira. And it just made me... I was like, where'd they get this footage? Do they have like a VHS tape of Godzilla that they get to watch like in Spaceballs, where they put the tape in so they can watch what's going to happen in the movie? Because it's just the scene we just saw, but playing on a screen
Yeah.
for them. I was like, where was the camera during this scene? Who
We were the camera.
who got the soft push, like the soft
Yeah.
like zoom in on him as he's like Gojira? They couldn't like film it a different way to make it not look like we're just watching the movie over
That's too
again.
expensive.
This movie is budget.
They'd have to get Animal in to record it.
They flew him out.
Just wait till we get to that guy. I wish they would have explained why his name was Animal. I was just thinking of the Muppets that
I did too.
Time.
I was like the Muppet?
So now we're in New York. We're in a news studio. Harvey Weinstein's there.
Gosh.
I'm like upset because that character doesn't get his comeuppance.
Nope.
I wanted him to die.
Yeah, he's a piece of shit. And it's like, is this for laughs? Is this so that we're like, you piece of shit? But then, not saying that what he does is equally as shitty, but this woman is equally as shitty.
Yeah, they're all kind of horrible.
Everyone's bad except for Matthew Broderick. He's the only character who's like not a piece of shit in this entire movie.
Yeah, he's the good guy.
Peyton really he's really like, that's me. I'm Matthew Broderick. He's my conduit.
Because
to it, so.
in the animated series, he has like a pet Godzilla, and I pretended to have a pet Godzilla when I was playing soccer.
I gotta rethink my living situation. I need a new roommate.
Dad, that's why I wasn't good at soccer because
I was playing with my pet Godzilla.
Oh my God.
You did just remind me of the animated series that came out after this.
yeah.
Was it good?
Was it on WB?
It was on Kids. For Kids WB.
Yeah.
I think it came on after the Men in Black series.
It may have. Yes, it was sort of in that vein of.
That
like,
was a good series.
Yeah.
I really liked that.
I
I
can't
like
say
the
that-
Osmosis Jones one.
Yeah, that was a good one too.
Ooh.
And Jackie Chan Adventures.
Yeah,
Jackie Chan
That was a
Adventures was
dope
good.
one.
those were good.
Hiya.
What?
That's from the Jackie Chan Adventures.
I know. So now we're in Jamaica. Like, Jesus Christ. Pick a location. Let's stay there. It's another ship that's washed ashore. More exposition about what's
Cans
going
of
on.
tuna this time.
Cans of tuna. The
But it was Japanese cans of tuna in Jamaica?
no, and it was actually Korean cans.
Oh,
of
Korean
tuna.
cans of tuna.
Which is like, I bet some like prop guy was like, yeah, no. But
Same thing, right?
Same thing, right? Same difference. But the French are here now, and they're like, oh, we're just insurance guys, like trying to make sure that the ship.
We want
is-
everyone to get their proper payout.
Yeah, that's what he says. Like, okay. And do you know what's the worst part is like, if you didn't know what we just explained to you, you probably would just be like, oh, these are insurance guys this entire time.
What's the insurance company doing here?
They're like, hi, I'm with AAA.
Do you need
Did
a
you
new
get
tire?
Did you get the other guy's information? See, the problem is you turned right on red, and that's not allowed at this intersection. So he was at you were at fault. So this is when I noticed. Also, did you notice that like the music in this movie, except for the parts that are like,
Danny Elfman too?
oh, that's right, it's Danny Elfman.
Is it really?
No.
No.
Oh wait, that was the Hulk.
That was the Hulk.
I was like, yeah, Danny Elfman. No, not Danny Elfman. No, what I was gonna say
Danny
is
Elfman Cinematic Universe?
Batman was actually here.
It
The
looks like we went through Gotham in those helicopter scenes, though.
don't even get me started on the fucking helicopters. The music sounds very Lost World.
It
Yeah.
does. Yeah.
There is a lot of inspiration
I don't know if you could use that word. I would say theft.
There's a lot
From
of
Jurassic Park.
and Jaws.
I think the reason, and Jaws, there's a Jaws reference
Oh.
in this movie, kind of. It's a loose
I think we're gonna
reference.
need we're gonna need a bigger gun.
Well, there's that, and then there's
And
also
the-
a light reference of those guys in the fishing boat
The boats.
sitting with each other.
Yeah.
They're literally sitting like they were in Jaws and all that.
Well, and the 3 boats go down. Like Jaws had 3 barrels.
Yeah, yeah. And it's
No
supposed to
way
be
to
like,
stay
he's
down with 3
stronger
barrels.
than Jaws. And what I was going to say is like, the music's very, the InGen theme.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking
I know
about?
what you're
Especially
talking
from Lost
the company
World.
is named NGen.
What?
It's a.
Oh, he went the guys.
I was like, just
I'm
so
not
everyone
talking
knows.
about Huckleberry Finn's friend. InGen.
The company established in Jurassic Park is NGen.
InGen. I got it.
Scary.
There
there.
goes the rest of our fan base.
Alienating everyone.
So I would like to establish right here that this movie calls New York 3 different names.
Oh.
in the opening. It calls it New York, and then it says Eastern Seaboard, but we were literally outside of New York. Also, this scene is established. They say, oh, they're 2,000 miles off the shore of New York, and Eastern Seaboard. And then they showed on the map, and I'm like, they're like 40 miles off the coast of the... They're not 2,000 miles out there. That's in the middle of the ocean. But this is when we said that the Jaws reference. There's some fishermen out there. They're sitting with each other, having a good time. And then the boat starts sinking. It's because Godzilla drags them underneath. This is really just... All of this opening is just establishing that Godzilla's in the ocean. Now, my question is, how the fuck is he in all of these oceans? He starts in the Pacific.
What do you mean? He swam.
Yeah, but I'm like, did he swim through the Panama Canal?
He walked across. There were footprints.
Yeah.
But I'm like, was that the canal there? Was that what we're establishing? Is that he walked across Central, the bridge between Central America and South
it's a
America?
wide bridge.
Yeah. It's like, how'd no one see him? He walked thousands of miles?
I mean,
Excuse me. Sorry.
I'm just like, he started in the South Pacific.
Right.
All the way to Panama.
Uh-huh.
And then 2,000 miles out from the Eastern Seaboard, which means he swam under Florida, out towards Europe, and then circled back to New York.
Yeah.
Mating rituals, they're crazy.
Yeah.
And it's, but the what? I know, that's what
Except
they
it's not mating rituals because
it doesn't mate.
Asexual mating ritual.
He's like, ooh.
Masturbation rituals.
Yeah, exactly.
And even if you go with like a nesting theory, like how did he know that New York was there?
Also, why didn't you just go to London? Why didn't you just go to Panama? Why didn't you just go to Japan?
Go anywhere.
Miami.
Maybe it was the rain.
No. It rains in all those places.
They did say, well, but it's also drier climate, at least in like the Panama and the Polynesian Islands are all like,
New York
along the equator.
You know what? Honestly, I would say that Florida probably would have made the most sense as a location for him to stop in.
Yeah, it would have been a good one. See him.
He could have blew up. He could have kicked the
Disney World.
Epcot ball.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Now we're in an airplane with Matthew Broderick and the horny scientist and this sneeze scientist. He just keeps sneezing. That's his character trait.
I could have swore he sneezed once and then I never saw him again.
Do you know who he is?
Sneezed off the screen.
No. Oh my god! It just hit me. What's Vince Vaughn's character's name in Lost World? He's just that guy.
But at least Vince Vaughn's character eventually had a point.
I know, but he is that guy.
Have a
like
point.
the scene where she's like, spit, and he like spits like the loogie in her hand. She's like, no, you're gum. Yeah, that's this guy. Because he sneezes in his hand. He goes to shake Matthew Broderick's hand. It's like I'm going to say it, none of the comedy in this movie lands.
Oh, it's horrible.
I mean, when I was 7, it was hilarious.
And it tries
when I was 7
so
in the morning
hard.
earlier today when I watched the movie.
It tries so hard to make good jokes.
Yeah.
That's why Hank Azaria's in it, I think. He's supposed to be like the comedic relief, and he's like not funny.
Oh, Animal?
Animal, yeah.
Yeah, even his stuff.
They're like, we got a Simpsons guy. It'll be funny.
He's hilarious in the show.
He's like, I'm in season 30 right now. We're not funny anymore. So
there is some sort of, sometimes depending on the movie of Godzilla, there's some sort of goofy element. So
I'll say all the old ones are all goofy.
Yeah,
it's funny to watch them and
see
like
Godzilla propel himself flying with his atomic breath.
There's good comedic moments in Jurassic Park, and it's along the same vein of big monster movie. But yeah,
I was just watching Jurassic Park the other night. I'm just like,
I thought about watching it on 4th of July because I thought it'd be really good with all the fireworks.
We watched Jaws on 4th of July.
Oh yeah, that's your family's
that's the
movie.
family favorite 4th of July movie.
I actually think I was watching Jurassic Park on 4th of July. It's just so fun, and like you said, the comedy hits. I mean, that's the whole reason that they put what's his butt?
Like when Tim gets electrocuted.
Or I mean, when Sam Neill grabs it, he's like, ah! Can't wait to do that to my children.
Oh, you're gonna scar them.
So they're in this airplane. Oh God, back to Hulk. It's just exposition of science. And, like, here's the thing. Well, it's like a double-edged sword. I don't like when a movie does dumb science and they treat the audience like they're stupid.
Yeah.
But I also don't like when a movie spends too much time on science that nobody in the audience understands, and they could just be like, yeah, they dropped a bomb and the radioactivity made a new creature. Like, they could have dropped it there, but there's like 5 minutes of them being like, and it's a new hybrid, and it could be blah, 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 and it just like keeps going and going and going. It's like, holy shit, guys. Like, we're fine. This is a Godzilla movie. Move it on.
Movie, we just want to see the Godzilla terrorize the town.
Like, if you thought the Godzilla movie with what's her butt Olsen had too much human drama, I offer you this film because like that's all this movie is. So this is where we get to the part that I said they call New York 3 different names in this movie. They call it New York, they call it the Eastern Seaboard, and then for some reason they call it the city that never sleeps in this blip.
For some reason made me so upset. It's like, that's so dumb.
I saw it too. I was like, oh, fuck you.
I know. I was like, why? Why you just New York? That's all you need.
I don't know why they thought that would be funny. I was really mad.
The Twin Towers didn't give it away?
I thought you were going to say something else.
Oh, no.
Also, there are a lot of establishing shots with the Twin Towers.
Yeah,
I was like,
It's
ooh.
always shocking to see it. When I watch an older movie that's set in New York, the Twin Towers are always the establishing shot of
It's
New
like
York.
more iconic than like the Empire State Building.
And the Chrysler Building and all
And
that.
Statue of Liberty.
Yeah.
For a movie that destroys many major monuments from the city of New York, it's a good thing they didn't touch the Twin Towers.
Do you know why? I think it's because of the
because of the
previous
bombing.
terrorist
And they
attack.
talk
and
about
they
it.
mentioned in this, I'm
Yes.
like, well, just
Except
saying.
for a second, I was like, I thought this was made before 2001. And then I was like, oh, the other terrorist
yes.
attack.
Yeah.
And if Roland Emmerich is anything, it's like United States, like jack-off type guy. So you know he was like, no, he can't get this one. Like, he's like, not again. There's a cut scene where Godzilla attacks Pearl Harbor, but they decided it was Japan coming back for it again.
Yeah. Oh, no. Oh, no.
So, Pearl Harbor is not far from those footprints. It's also on the same island in Hawaii.
Oh.
So we get the Harvey Weinstein guy again. I really don't even want to spend any time on because he's boring and he's not important.
I mean, that's kind of majority
This
of this
whole movie?
movie is like, all right, now we're focusing on the girl. Now we're focusing on scientist. We're back to the army. They screw up and keep blowing things up. We're back in a tunnel again. Oh my
Well,
God. What
this
about
movie-
a nest? Oh, we're back to Matthew Broderick. Wait, did you forget about ramen noodle hair girl? Because she's still here crying about messing up everything.
Well, this movie is
Repetitive.
well, yeah, but it's one of those movies that is very apparent. The people writing it did not know how to write a story with separate characters who aren't all doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's all it is you're watching 3 or 4 different vignettes of different clumps of characters doing the same thing in the same place.
And overlapping in minor ways.
And they're doing it for different reasons, but some of those reasons are boring. Like the ramen hair girl, Matthew Broderick's love interest, quote unquote, who's just a piece of shit,
Yeah.
Yeah. she
is her whole interest is just being on the news.
She ghosted a guy after 4 years of a relationship.
Yeah, and then okay,
And he proposed to her.
when he sees her and he's like, oh hey, and she's like, hey, he apologizes to her. I was like, what is the movie trying
He
to
does?
make me? Yeah.
Because I know he was like, yeah, I'm a little upset still because, you kind of you ghosted me after I proposed to you.
He says sorry
And
to
it's been
her.
8 years since then. And then she's like, people can change in 8 years. And he's like, I don't think they can. And he's like, you know what? You're right. And then she continues to be a piece of shit.
And then she doesn't change.
Yeah.
Yeah, she proceeds to be a piece of shit to him.
The minute she would like betray me, like if I were Matthew Broderick, like get out of here. I don't want anything to do
I would
with you.
feed her to Godzilla.
Yeah.
You can stay here with next to that egg. It's not gonna hatch, I swear.
I would tie her up like the chicken in Godzilla. Or Godzilla fucking King Kong.
Oh, yeah.
So that Godzilla would come and be like, oh, take her away.
She's just in the bottom of the fish pile.
Yeah.
Yeah, stand right in that circle. All right, back them up. Drop
She
them.
wouldn't even have to lay in it because they do establish that they just smell like fish.
They do establish that she smells like fish.
They're like, open your legs, he'll come.
Ew. Hey, are you on your period?
Ew. So we go to the fishing docks.
Hey, this is the best thing.
God,
When
I
the
wanted
guy's
this all-
harassed by a homeless person.
I thought they were all homeless.
The cute little homeless guy. He's like, I'm gonna catch something in the East River today. Let's go."
the thing you're gonna catch is a gold.
And then they all die.
And then they all die. Yeah.
There ain't no way that guy can run.
Also,
that old
though-
man can run that fast.
So Godzilla grabbed one hook of a fishing line.
Yes.
Yeah. His skin is bulletproof. Do not worry, but a hook
No, it's
will
not.
get in it.
Not bulletproof.
I mean, he gets shot to shit and he's okay.
Well,
but-
and he
Yeah.
bleeds though, and then
I know, but a little tiny hook is gonna hook into that skin.
he's like, little
Peyton, you're a
appetizer.
Godzilla apologist.
I mean, I don't know how. It doesn't make sense. I do agree.
What I was gonna say, remember I said there was another electrical thing that was like not feasible. When they're showing the docks, there is a guy operating a Heister electric
Oh,
forklift
yeah.
in the rain.
Oh,
Not supposed to operate those in the rain. They have a ground attachment that keeps them grounded if it runs in the water. It can short the lift, and you can get hurt in it. And he's operating it in thunder. So, you guys, come on. This is your local.
I think I saw
forklift
that in the
expert here.
safety video.
Yeah. It's gonna be in the slideshow next time. Don't be like this guy in Godzilla. So this is when the attack on New York starts happening. You only see Godzilla in establishing shots, and let me tell you, it still looks like shit. And
Yeah.
he's like,
Yeah,
this
CGI
CGI
did not age well.
It's like really, it's like twink Godzilla.
Peyton
Like-
did describe it as athletic Godzilla.
They did try to go with a different design here. They wanted to like mix it up, make it more American. or
Gave it a
something.
rocky spine.
Yeah.
Twink Godzilla.
That's true.
Just wearing a tank
Very
top
sinewy,
and short shorts.
yeah.
And so the story is that when they proposed this idea, this concept art to Toho, they're like, it's so different. We can't even make little changes to it. We just had to accept it.
Well, should we do it then? Let's get into Japan. Hold on. Let's get into Japan's favorite game show. That's not Godzilla.
Yeah.
Yes.
Reptar. Did I win?
Barney does show up on the TV
He
at one
does.
point in
Yeah.
this. So, yeah, let's get into it. For those of you who are probably seasoned and I mean, maybe watch a billion like top 10 videos and like film analysis videos, you already know this. But this, I would honestly say it's because it was poorly received.
Yes.
Toho kind of really turned around and was like, this isn't Godzilla.
Oh yeah. Like even in the comics, they like are like, this is not Godzilla. This is Zilla.
Yes.
So
Zilla.
during this movie, yes, he's Godzilla. That's just what America calls him.
And
But-
that's written in the lore is that Americans, basically they're like, Americans are so stupid that they didn't know the difference between Godzilla and this thing.
Yeah.
So they just called it Godzilla.
Yeah.
So,
And then like in movies later on in Final Wars, Godzilla is attacking Sydney, Australia, and Godzilla comes up and he's like, "Let's go!" And then Zilla like does his little jumping pounce thing. Godzilla tail whips him into the opera center thing, and just blasts him away. And then that's all he's done. He's dead.
he kills him like instantly.
Instantly. The fight lasts like 30 seconds.
Like, did you have to
Actually,
destroy
I
the
heard
Sydney
that
Opera?
Zilla was really nice, and that character definitely wouldn't have kicked his ass. Just saying.
Well, in the comics, though, he does fight Godzilla. He runs away, Zilla does. And then he sort of joins Godzilla in, like, the big fight at the end. So he does turn, like, to a good guy.
What if they were all just like friends?
They were having sex. They're not asexual. But
There's
yes.
little Zilla, Godzilla mutant babies out there.
That's not Godzilla. Just in case you thought we weren't going to talk about it. Or if you didn't know that, I think that's a really interesting... A friend of mine, the reason I got the idea for that was a friend of mine posted when Godzilla vs. Kong came out and was like, what's the deal with the 1998 Godzilla? Why does it look so different? And I was like, oh, it's not Godzilla. And I was like, oh, people don't know that. So we
Yeah.
should talk about
I
it.
guess, so after this movie, the licenses for Godzilla I don't know who did this. Touchdown? Somebody did this movie?
Touchdown.
Who?
Touchstone? I don't know. I know Warner Brothers owns the American distribution rights to Godzilla now.
Now. But before
I
it
don't
was
know who
somebody